Hello, Coach B here. I want to take a few minutes to share with you the answer to a question that I suspect you're probably asking yourself right about now. I wonder what it's like working with Coach B. Is it worth it? Meaning, is investing in myself to have a coach help me with my goal of starting a business of my own going to be worth it? Or is it going to be another one of those fake systems I've heard about where people lose their hard-earned money just to have their hopes dashed? I understand. I too have experienced stepping out in a leap of faith only to have things blow up in my face. But as a fellow entrepreneur, let me set your mind at ease. If you decide to take that leap of faith and put your trust in me and in what I'm going to tell you right now and what I've said throughout my website and in every one of my video ads that you may have seen, and you go ahead and decide to invest in yourself and pull that trigger like I did when I clicked on the Buy Now button on an ad I received in my email inbox back on January 1st of 2020, I want to assure you that you won't lose your money, and here's why. If after working with me and participating in my online live webinar calls, you feel your Living the Dream coaching experience was of no value or wasn't worth the money you invested in it, I absolutely will cancel your membership and refund your money. And as a thank you for at least giving me the opportunity to serve and help you start your own business successfully, I'll even let you keep all the support materials and the podcasts you've downloaded and everything else that's been a part of your first lesson from my 12 sequential steps to a successful business launch. I won't ask anything in return. In other words, the only risk you'll have for going ahead and participating in your first month of coaching, if you find this experience to be less than you hoped it would be, is the time you invest in it, such as listening to the podcast or any live coaching calls that you may attend while watching one during the month. But on the other hand, if you find your first month's experience was valuable and you realize that your trust in me was well placed because you discovered that this is exactly what you've been looking for, a tailor-made, true beginner entrepreneur business coach relationship, you can simply continue letting me help you and coach you from here on. Fair enough? Great. While working with me, you'll discover that I provide coaching on the mechanics of starting, launching, and running a successful business. And more importantly, I'll coach you on the secrets that are going to help you develop a successful business owner's mentality. With Living the Dream coaching, you're always investing in yourself, whether it's in Living the Dream coaching calls, listening to podcasts, reading the books I suggest that you should read, or even learning the principles of success found in the worksheets that I'll have you work through. They'll sink deep into your mind. The time you invest going through the 12 sequential steps of launching a successful business is an investment in you always. And I'll tell you now, you're worth it. With that said, let me briefly run through the Living the Dream coaching system with you and what you'll have access to when you become a member of our Living the Dream beginner entrepreneur community. This is the homepage for Living the Dream coaching. On this page, you have access to my Mindset is Everything podcast series at no cost. In addition to my podcast, if you choose to sign up for them, you will receive my Good to Know Monday video tips. This too is at no cost. Just know that I won't clog up your inbox, but every Monday morning you'll receive a carefully crafted but brief good to know video tip that will instruct you on how to develop your own business owner success mentality, which I assure you is absolutely necessary for you as a new business owner to have this mindset. These video tips will talk about marketing and many other topics that relate to you and your goal of starting a successful business as a beginner entrepreneur. In addition to the podcast and Good to Know Monday video tips, there's also my video journal entries that I've chosen to make available to you as well. These consist of my daily video recorded entries that I started back on January 1st of 2020. They are video recordings of my journey to business alignment and the history of how Living the Dream coaching came about and what I actually did on a daily basis to bring that dream into the world of the physical. I don't expect my clients to watch every single one of those daily video entries, that's for sure, but this video journal does reveal a pattern and many of the secrets that I've learned and employed along the way as I work to achieve aligning all three of my minds, my conscious mind, my subconscious mind, and my vibrational mind. It's so exciting. In the very first video entry I recorded back on January 1st of 2020, I explained why I started my video journal. And at the end of each month, I record a summary of everything that took place during that month. And it covers what I did and did not accomplish, my failures, my successes. Just know that I start out pretty raw, but over time you will begin to see me teaching the principles that I learned, and you'll see them take hold of my mind and influence what I did and accomplished each day, and attracted my dreams into the portal of my mind, and then manifested them into the world of the physical, one piece at a time. Next is the Let Me Help page and the Coaching System page. They're both self-explanatory. The Let Me Help page just shows the options that you can choose from to engage working with me as your coach. The Coaching System lists the 12 sequential steps to successfully launch your business lessons. As you can see, when you click on one of the lesson pictures, an overview of that individual step lesson pops open on the screen so you have an idea of what I cover in that lesson. Now, I'm going to take you behind the scenes of the home page and show you what you get in addition to all the free stuff I've shown you so far. After you log in as a member, you will have access to the Living the Dream Coaching content page. On that page, as you see here, you have access to all the online webinar coaching calls, schedule, and the live calls that I'm going to do, as well as all the live coaching calls that were recorded and posted on the site 24 to 48 hours later, where I coached beginner entrepreneur members, which you now can watch and rewatch at your convenience. Even though the 12 sequential steps are sequential in nature, where each step lesson builds on the last step lesson, you still have the choice of purchasing any step lesson that you feel will best serve you right now, even if it's out of order. In addition to having the option of purchasing all 12 sequential steps of starting and launching a business successfully, you will have access to all the online live webinar coaching calls, like I said, meaning all those live webinars that take place during the month on a weekly basis. One call takes place on Tuesdays and the other call takes place on Thursdays. That's a total of at least 8 coaching calls that takes place during any given month, each of which are in the webinar call format. And that way you can watch and listen in on me coaching other beginner entrepreneurs just like you twice a week during a calendar month. Even if it's real time or later on, it's the same powerful experience. You have the choice of purchasing one-step lessons at a time, or you can purchase the entire 12 sequential step lessons at a discounted price. This pricing format lets you have the option of progressing at your own pace. You can go through the step lessons as fast or as slow as you want. The choice is yours to make. It's based on your availability of time and your availability of budget. The live webinar coaching calls cover a variety of topics as I answer a multiplicity of questions posed by the beginner entrepreneurs who are scheduled to be coached during these calls. Every coaching call provides new and greater understanding on how to start and launch a business successfully. But more importantly, I also do coaching on how to develop your own success mentality and avoid what I call IEDs, which is impromptu emotional distractions. These often sabotage far too many beginner entrepreneurs. In addition to the coaching options I've covered so far, you'll have the same opportunity to sign up and be coached on these coaching calls too. You can be one of 5 or 6 beginning entrepreneurs that I coach during every live webinar coaching call. And so that's a possibility of 40 to 50 individual beginner entrepreneur coaching slots that are filled each month by beginner entrepreneurs wanting to be coached during these live calls. These are individuals with tailor-made businesses, experiences, questions, and issues they want addressed. And so there's a good chance that these calls are going to cover some, if not all of your questions, issues, and at some point in your life, what you're having to go through right now. That's the power of it. But if you still have unanswered questions and haven't yet gotten a coaching slot in one of these calls, you still have the opportunity of setting up a personal, one-on-one private coaching session with me for a small coaching fee. You just sign up for it and schedule your session within the available times you see on my availability schedule. Just select the week you would like to be coached and the days and times that are available and set that appointment. In addition to these options, as you can see here, there is also the Ask Coach B page. This is where you can ask me any questions you have, and I will send you back an answer within 24 hours or less. The Help tab shown here is basically a page of FAQs, or frequently asked questions, and their answers. And the Join Live Call tab is the link that takes you right into a live webinar call if there's one going on in real time right at that moment. The Schedule tab shows the entire month's calendar listing of all the coaching calls taking place during that calendar month. All of these tabs are pretty much self-explanatory, like I said. At least I hope they are. So there you go. That's what it's like working with Coach B. I guess I could try to explain my personality and whether or not I'm a mean coach who cracks down on my clients with a whip if you don't keep your promises. I'm just kidding, of course. I promise I'm not a mean guy. The fact is, I truly and sincerely want your success. And yes, I want you to be accountable to me, but more importantly, I want you to develop the habit of becoming accountable to yourself. That's when your plus factor will ignite within you, and you will accomplish greater things than you can imagine you doing right now. You'll do things that will surprise you. As you keep your promises that you make to yourself each day, amazing things start to happen, not only for you, but to you. In fact, I promise that you'll be amazed at what you are going to see manifested into your world of the physical in a very short time, as you align your three minds, as you work through the 12 sequential steps for starting and launching your business successfully. Anyway, I'm actually very excited for you, and that's because you are about to begin an incredible journey of living the dream. So until we see each other on a video or an email or on a coaching call, and I hope it's soon, I wish you continued success.